Good evening, everybody. Good evening, team. Great to have you with us online this evening, and thank you for all your messages coming in. It's always great to be connecting with the NeoLife family. I see we have people logged in from around the region. I see Botswana, I see South Africa, I see Namibia, I see Lesotho, Eswatini. I see some old names and some new names that are new to this NeoLife family. It's absolutely wonderful to have you with us. And then I know we have guests on the call tonight, which is very, very important to us. This call is designed for guests. So I want our guests on the call to feel welcome. Somebody has invited you to join this call. Somebody who cares about you. I want to just throw that in there. Somebody who cares about you. And they've invited you to take a look at the NeoLife business opportunity. And they might have done this for a number of reasons. Maybe you are just looking at getting stuck into something new. In 2021, maybe you are looking to supplement your income. Maybe your household expenses have continued to rise, but your income has remained static and you need to sort that problem out. Maybe you've been affected, your business or your job has been affected by COVID-19 and you need to make a financial plan. Or maybe you are fresh out of university. You've studied hard, or even school. You've studied hard, you've got a good education, and you just entered into this world of unemployment and you've gone, what next? And you realize that having a part-time business that you are in control of is a good idea. Or maybe you just like me, you had a great corporate career and you were just disillusioned with the corporate world, or are disillusioned with the corporate world, and you are looking for something that can give you purpose and meaning, and something that you can get your teeth stuck into and get passionate about. So it's good to have you on the call. We're going to try and get this done in at least 30 or 40 minutes. And by the end of this call for our guests, I want you to have a clear understanding of what we do as a company and how we can be of value to you, so you can make an informed decision. And my wish for you tonight is that you leave this call with information that can empower you to an exciting and positive future, because that's what it did for me. So just a little bit about me and my story. How do I fit into this? My name is Drew McDermid. NeoLife has been a part of my family for the last 46 years. So I'm second generation in the NeoLife business opportunity. My three children are third generation in our family using NeoLife nutrition. So it's been a part of my family's life for many, many decades. Although I grew up in a NeoLife home, I'm passionate about it because I saw where this business took my family from a place of real financial strife and struggle to a place of complete financial freedom. So I've lived it. I've seen what this can do for a family. But although I lived through that, I was taught to study hard, to get a good education, to go and find and forge a good career for myself. And that's exactly what I did. I spent the first 13 years of my working life living in London. Right? The land of opportunity, right? I speak to so many people and say, well, as soon as I can get out of South Africa, I'm going to go to that country or that country. Yeah, and I just say that there's opportunity all around us right now. The grass is always greener where you water it. And that's something that I learned by leaving this country for 13 years. We have so many good things and so much opportunity for us right here in Africa. Anyway, so working in the corporate world, in the investment banking industry for 13 years, taught me some good lessons. I realized that as long as I was working for somebody else, I wasn't in control of my life. I wasn't in control of my lifestyle. I was not in control of my finances. I was not in control of my future. And I lived in a home where my parents found so much purpose and passion in what they did. It didn't matter if it was a Monday morning or Friday afternoon, they loved what they did. And I found I was on completely the opposite side of the fence. I was living from weekend to weekend. Sure, I had what people would call a good career, but I was frustrated. I knew that there was a higher calling and purpose for my life. And so I started looking around. My wife and I invested in many other business opportunities. We invested in many other investments. We lost some money. We made some money. But more than anything, we learned a lot of good lessons. And I did this full circle, and I came back to this NeoLife opportunity. And I knew the business, but I didn't fully understand it. And I was never skeptical because I saw how well this business had done for my family. But I was skeptical, could I do it? I'd never been in a business for myself. I'd been part of the corporate world, and I didn't know if I could do it. I'd always been shy. Talking to people had always been a fear of mine. And I remember my father saying to me, Drew, every successful journey starts with a step of faith. Okay, faith. And what is faith? Faith is believing in something that you have not yet seen. So we're going to try and give you as much information about NeoLife and the opportunity tonight, and put you in a position where you can take that step of faith if that's what you want to do. And I'm very excited because joining me on the call tonight is my sponsor into this business. He's my father. He's my mentor. He's taught me so much. And I am going to unleash him onto you a little bit later because I believe he has a lot of value to add to this call and to your life. So that's my story. And I really just want to spend the next little while evaluating the NeoLife business. And in my journey in investing in other businesses and in this journey, I learned that there's 5 key elements that we need to look at when we are evaluating a business. Is this business going to be good for us or not? There's 5 key points that we generally need to evaluate and take a look at. And once we have all the information around these 5 key elements, we can move forward in making an informed decision, yes or no. So what are the 5 elements? The first one is you need to take a look at the products and ask some questions around the products. And there's always a few questions to ask around the product range. And I'm going to drop anchor here for a second, and let's look at what are those questions. And let me share my screen while I'm at it. What are those questions that we need to be looking at? Is there a need for NeoLife's product in the marketplace? Does the world need our product? Okay. Now, do you know one of the biggest reason for businesses going out of business is not that they run out of money. That's reason number 2. The biggest reason for businesses failing is they're trying to sell a product or service that is no longer relevant or not needed in their market. Okay. So our core product range is nutrition. We are the world's leading whole food nutrition company. Okay. So that is our product line. Does the world need our product line? If we have a look at what's going on, there's more science, there's more technology, there's more pharmaceutical today in the world today, pharmaceutical science in the world today. Yet there's more sickness in today's world than ever before. And when I talk sickness, I'm talking cancers, diabetes, heart disease, just a general lack of energy. So why is this? Now, a very interesting little study came out about 2 years ago now from one of the leading health institutes in Seattle, USA. And they went on to say that a bad diet is 3 times more dangerous than smoking. Okay, now we know smoking isn't great, but a bad diet is 3 times more dangerous. The way they quantified that is smoking is killing about 5 million people a year. A bad diet is killing up to 15 million people a year. Okay, they went on to say it's not so much the bad things that people are eating, it's more the fact that people aren't getting enough of the good nutrition. Okay, because of our modern day lifestyles, because of modern day food processing, the modern day diet is deficient in good nutrition, and we are no longer putting the right nutrients into our bodies, so our bodies can no longer do what they need to do. The top 3 factors for diet-related deaths. Number 1, a lack of whole grain oils. Number 2, a lack of fruits and vegetables. And number 3, a lack of omega-3 oils. Okay, so I'm just going to look at 3 products. We have about 100 products in our range, but I'm going to touch on just 3 of them right now. The first product I want to talk about is a product called TreeNN. This is the world's first and only whole grain oil, pure whole grain oil supplement. Okay, to make this little bottle of 120 capsules, we take 58 kilograms of raw organic grain foods. We extract the grain oils. Okay, so grain foods give us many different things, from proteins to fiber and various other things, but we are specifically talking about the whole grain oils. These whole grain oils have been milled and removed from our grain foods to prolong the shelf life and for various other reasons. These grain oils are the basis to the human food chain. Okay, so we remove these grain oils, it has a devastating effect on our bodies and our health, long-term health. So our scientists discovered this decades ago and produced a product called TreeNN. This product will boost your glandular activity will more than double your glandular activity. What is glandular activity? Glandular activity is hormonal activity. We know there are so many hormonal mediated challenges and health issues going around right now, we need our hormones to be functioning at full capacity. This product here will more than double your nutrient utilization efficiency from the foods you eat. Okay, so if you're eating a healthy diet and you're eating a plate of food, if you're taking TreeNN, you'll get more than double the nutrition absorption from that plate of food. This product will help your body detox. It helps many other things because our bodies are made up of cells. And when we get our cells functioning correctly, which is what this product will do, when your cells are functioning correctly, your body can repair, renew, and protect itself. Okay, so TreeNN is our core product. The next product is a product called carotenoid complex. Remember, number one reason for diet-related deaths, lack of whole grain oils. It is taken care of by TreeNN. The second reason is lack of fruits and vegetables. The latest nutrition science is saying we should be eating 12 to 14 portions of fruits and veg every single day. Now, don't feel bad because I sure don't eat that, and I don't know anybody who does. But because we are growing our fruits and vegetables in soils that are no longer fertile in nutrients, we are picking them before they're ripe, we're cold storing them, we're doing a whole lot of funny things to our fruits and vegetables, the nutrition content has shrunk right down. So we have to be eating more fruits and vegetables to be getting the same amount of nutrition that we used to get, but the reality is we are eating less. Now, fruits and vegetables provide our bodies with protective nutrients. Okay, we could talk about these products for hours, but I'm just going to really, really touch on it. So there is a nutrition gap. If you're not getting your 12 to 14 portions of fruits and veg today, it's not going to kill you. In fact, next month, next year, it's not going to be a problem. But leave that in your diet for long enough, you're going to run into a challenge because these protective nutrients protect us from oxidation. They boost our immune system. So we've produced the world's only complete carotenoid complex. Okay, so this little bottle right here of 90 capsules, to make every bottle, we use 115 kilograms of raw organic fruits and vegetables. Okay, so imagine pushing your trolley cart with 115 kilograms of raw organic fruits and vegetables around the supermarket. My wife and I consume a bottle of this a month. That's the protection we are getting. It is scientifically proven, not by NeoLife, but by the United States Department of Agriculture, that this product will boost the human immune function by 37% in just 20 days. Okay, now, with COVID around right now, we certainly don't claim to prevent or protect, but right now, you need your immune system functioning at full capacity. And I was having such an interesting conversation with a doctor at the start of this COVID pandemic. Your immune function, if your immunity is functioning correctly at full capacity, within 31 minutes or something of being exposed to a virus, we'll get to work building antibodies. Okay. Now, if it's not, then you're probably going to have a time lag. So right now, I think something that we can control in this pandemic is we can control our immunities. And I just believe carotenoid is such an important product in our range right now. And then the third product is omega-3 salmon oil plus. Okay, remember, lack of whole grain foods, a lack of fruits and vegetables, a lack of omega-3 oils. Omega-3 oils, I believe every single person on the planet right now needs to be taking omega-3. Omega-3 is good for your brain, it's good for your heart, it's good for your joints, it's good for the viscosity of your blood, but it is nature's most powerful anti-inflammatory. And right now, inflammation is causing a whole host of chronic disease challenges for people. And so people need to be taking omega-3. Okay, and now I'll put it out there, there's no other company on the planet that does a pure whole grain oil supplement. There's no other company on the planet that does a complete omega-3 or a carotenoid antioxidant supplement that will boost your immune system by 37%. But I tell you what, there are millions of other companies that produce omega-3s. So why NeoLife's omega-3? Our omega-3 is cold pressed. Okay, so we don't use the internal organs or the brain of the fish. We only use the fillet. We cold press that fillet, we extract the oil. We test that oil for over 200 contaminants for things like mercury, lead, a whole host of other things, and we have a tolerance of 0. So it's ultra pure. In the omega-3 family, there are 8 omega-3 molecules. Okay, and it's very important that we get all 8 of those molecules because it is absorbed in the chain reaction process. Today, we are still the only nutrition company that manufactures an omega-3 that contains all 8 omega-3 molecules guaranteed in every capsule. Okay, so that's very important. We also have another product range, which is our home care range, which I love because every home cleans itself. right? And so people say, why does a nutrition company do home care products? Because your home is one of the most toxic environments you encounter on a day-to-day basis. And so we want to help people take the toxins out of their home with a completely non-caustic, non-toxic home care range. Our home care range has been biodegradable and eco-friendly for the last 50 years. 50 years ago, nobody cared how eco-friendly we were, but it's a big part of it's a big selling point for us right now. So it's non-caustic, non-toxic, it's eco-friendly, and a family of 4 will save about 4,000 Rand per year when they convert to our home care range. Okay, so our home care range is spectacular. And then our third and final range is our skincare range. Our skin is our biggest organ on our body. Your skin doesn't know if you're male or female, just for the men on the call. What you put on your skin is going to be absorbed. So we want to make sure that people are putting good skin products, skincare products onto their skin. Our skincare range is completely organic, end-to-end organic, from the ingredients to the manufacturing process. It's paraben-free, and it's a vegan organic skincare range. Okay, so that's the first question. Is there a need for the product in the marketplace? Now, incidentally, right now, 78% of American adults are taking a supplement every day. Okay, so people have identified, people have caught on to this thing that we are not getting what we need from our diets. And so we need to supplement. In my opinion, is supplementation an option, a nice to have? No, it's a necessity in today's world. Okay, I can guarantee you none of us are getting the adequate nutrition from the diets we eat. So there is a massive need to supplement. And that shows that 78% of adults in the USA are taking a supplement. In South Africa, that number sits at 48%. Okay, so we are going to grow from 48% to 78%, 80% and beyond over the next 2, 3, 4 years. So there's a massive need for our type of products. But I want to challenge you to go and find a good omega-3 or find a good immune system, immunity booster, without getting confused. And that is where our product, we take the confusion out of it. The next question you need to ask is, does the product meet its need? Does the product solve the problem for people? And I actually really answer that question. There is a need, and our product solves that need. The third question is our product priced to sell? Okay, will people pay the correct price for whole food nutrition? Now, I just want to be very, very clear that our aim is not to work down to a price. We aim to, we work to a standard, not to a price. Okay, we'll produce products that all of our distributors can be proud of. We will not compromise on our quality, never. Okay, so our goal is not to be the cheapest product on the market. But I just did an interesting exercise earlier. So we've got our 3 basic products there, the Tren, the Carotenoid, the Salmon Oil Plus. Okay. The fourth product I want to introduce you to is a Pro Vitality. And this is what I call our core nutrition. Okay. Pro Vitality comes in a box like that. And every box, there are 30 sachets. Okay, that's a sachet. And in every sachet, there are 4 vitamins. The first one is the Tren, the grain oil. The second one is the carotenoid, the immunity booster, fruits and vegetables. The third one is the omega-3, your anti-inflammatory. And the fourth one is your multivitamin and mineral. So here in every sachet, you have a complete spectrum of all the nutrition you need. So you can just tick that box on a daily basis. Okay. How much will that cost you every day? Your customers, it will cost your customers 25 Rand per day. Okay. As a distributor, it costs you, it's less than 25 Rand per day, but your customer, a box of Pro Vitality will cost them 25 Rand per day if they're taking a sachet per day. In my opinion, that's very, very affordable. I bought a takeaway coffee today for, I think it was about 34 Rand. It was not a big coffee either. And so people are spending, $30, 25, 30 Rand every day on a takeaway coffee. That could be replaced with good nutrition. But I do realize that 25 Rand per day might not fit into somebody's budget. So let's just work it out. They could say, okay, well, I'm going to buy the Tren. Okay, I'm just going to get my cells working as best as they can. 2 Tren a day. Okay, so ideally we recommend 3, but maybe they can't afford that. So we say 2 Tren a day will work out to 9 Rand per day for your customers, far less as a distributor. If somebody said, okay, well, I want to boost my immune system through this pandemic, well, that's going to cost them about 15 Rand per day. Okay, now that's 2 a day. if they couldn't afford that, they could move it down to 1. The message here, 1 is better than none. Or an omega-3, if they want to say, okay, I want to bring down my inflammatory index, I want to boost my brain power, I want to get my heart health in check, two salmon oil plus a day will cost them 12 Rand per day as a customer, less as a distributor. Okay, if that is still too much, they could reduce it to 1 a day. 1 is better than none. So the message here is our nutrition is very, very well priced for people, but it is of exceptional quality. Okay, so the second question we need to be asking is about the company. The second element is the company. If you're happy with the product, let's move on to the company. Does the company have what it takes to last in the marketplace? Do they have what it takes to deal with change in the marketplace? There's massive change shifting right now, and we're seeing companies that don't have the ability to make the changes, they're going under. Do they have the experience? Do they have the money, the management to last for the future? And for me, this was a very, very important question, because I was building this my NeoLife business, not just for me, but I want to build a legacy for my 3 children. Okay, so I'm building my business, not just for me, but to pass on to future generations. NeoLife is a company that's been in business for 63 years. My family's been part of that 63 years for 47 years. We're currently operating in over 50 countries around the world. In fact, we were founded by a man called Jerry Brasfield. He is 80 years old. He is still the founder of our company and very much part of our day-to-day of what we do. But he has handed over the CEO role to his very, very dynamic and passionate daughter, Kendra Brasfield. And that was a very exciting move for me personally, and I hope it's exciting for you, because he has basically passed his experience and the baton over to the next generation. So yes, we've had incredible 63 years, but I believe we are just getting started, and I believe we have another 63 years plus where we are going to do incredible things. As a company, we have a scientific advisory board, and so these people are the brains and the science behind our products. So they make sure that our products are the cutting edge of nutritional science. We are on followers. We are leaders in the nutrition world. Everything we do is based in nature, backed by science, by this incredible scientific advisory board, which you'll learn a lot more about, which I'm not going to go into. So our company is very sound. It's very, very solid. In fact, we are a debt-free company. We don't owe any money to anybody. We are a family-owned business. That is an important aspect of our business. Why is it important? Because if we are owned by shareholders, we make decisions that we would have to make decisions for our product and our compensation plan based on profitability. But as a family-owned business and run business, we can make decisions for our products and our compensation plan that is in the best interests of our distributors. Like a very, very important point. We are family-owned. We are not owned by shareholders. Okay, so if you feel comfortable with the product and the company, then the third thing we need to evaluate is what we call the compensation plan. Okay, can you make money? If the product's good, if the company is good, but you can't make money, then it's probably not the opportunity that you're looking for. And so there's just a couple of questions you need to ask. Can you make money quickly? Okay, that's a question we get asked quite often. I just want to be very strong about this. We are not a get-rich-quick business. That is not our goal. Okay, but one of our goals is to put money in people's pockets as quickly as possible. You could say, yes, NeoLife is an opportunity that I could believe in, that I could become part of. You could join us tonight. Tonight, by joining online, you would get access to your own website. You could make your first sale and your first profit tonight. Okay, if not tonight, you can make it tomorrow morning. So yes, you can make money, put money in your pocket quickly. The second question is, if a person puts in a reasonable part-time effort, can they make a reasonable part-time income? Okay, you might have a full-time job, you might be running a family. These are important factors to take into consideration. And so you might only have a part-time, you might be able, capacity to take this on part-time, which is how we recommend you get started anyway. You got to remember it's a part-time business, not a sometimes business. And that's a mistake a lot of people make, is they get involved and they do it as and when they can and when the time is convenient. That doesn't work so well. A part-time business means you need to commit at least 5 hours, even 5 to 10 hours of your time per week to building your business to make it work. But to answer that question, can you make money? We have some people that are in virtually the top leadership positions in our business that are still working this opportunity part-time. They're making incredibly big incomes and they're still working this business part-time. Some of them don't want to give up their full-time job because they believe in the power of part-time. When people say, can I do this part-time? They say, look at me, I'm doing it part-time. In fact, myself and my wife both were able to exit the investment banking industry, building this business part-time. So yes, you can. And the third question is, is this an opportunity that if somebody really goes after it to make really big money, can they? And absolutely, they can. We've had people, make incredible amounts of money through this opportunity by putting a big effort into this business. And I'm actually going to introduce you to one of them right now. Here's somebody I know very well. In fact, he's my father. He's been in this business for 47 years. He has mentored myself and many other people to enormous success in this business. And he is going to spend a little while showing you what you have to do. Okay, so I've just evaluated the business, and I believe I've put this business, answer the questions that we really need to answer when looking at an opportunity. But the next question is, what do I need to do to make money? And how do I need to do that? And so I'm going to introduce my sponsor and my mentor in this business, Rory McDermid. Good evening, Pops.
Hello, Druzy. How's it? Good evening.
How
everyone.
Are you doing?
Loud and clear. Can you hear me? All right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, Drew, thank you so much. You've done such a comprehensive job on explaining this business and the product range that you've sort of covered virtually all the bases. But anyhow, I just want to say to you that it's an absolute joy to be able to work side by side with my son and to see how through the business there's been such a personal growth and development with you, Drew. I remember so many years ago, when you left school, I saw you heading off to Hawaii with a surfboard. We didn't see you for a year or so, and I wondered what you'd ever come to, and look what you've done today. So we're very proud of you. Anyway, good evening, everyone. My name is Rory McDermid. NeoLife crossed my path. When I say my path, my wife Nola and I crossed our path in July 1974. Now that's a long time ago. When I say it crossed our path, we had often business never comes at the most ideal time. And so opportunity comes at inopportune moments. I had just left my corporate position. I had just started a brand new business of my own, and we were really battling financially to make a new business work. And I met a man called Horace Painter, and he said, you're ambitious, you're young, would you like to make some extra money? I said, sure. He showed us the opportunity, and we took it. And today I look on it as a gift. And I'm going to share this gift with you. Drew and I are sharing this gift with you. A gift is something you give away, but it has to be received. So whether you receive this gift is entirely up to you. So I'm going to just show you very simply how this thing works. Okay. And I don't have any fancy charts and things to put up like the youngsters do, but I'm just going to talk about a very important person. And that's you. I'm going to put you into the equation. You become part of the business. You make up a decision that you want to get ahead and have the best thing for your family. And so you link to NeoLife, the company. And to do that, there's a simple little investment of about 1,000 Rand. So it's about the price of a pair of shoes, average shoes at that. So that links you to the company. And that linking to the company gives you an ID number. It gives you your own very, very efficient website. It gives you access to the company. You get a wholesale price of about 25% discount. But technically what you're doing is you have become the managing director of your own business. You do not work for NeoLife. You work for yourself. NeoLife is merely a partner or a partner in business. So you link, that's the very first step to the business. Now, there's 3 what we call daily success habits. These are so simple. And if anything, in this day and age we live in, everything's complicated and everything's risky. So it's the simple things in life that work. The first daily success habit that we want you to start doing is, number 1, we would like you to start to use the NeoLife product range. Now let's look at your household. Every single household has a budget, an existing budget for cleaning materials, skincare materials, health foods, etc. So what we're asking you to do is to change your buying habits from your current place of purchase and go online or get onto your phone, place your order using your ID number through to the NeoLife warehouses around the countries, and they will deliver the goods to you, to your front door within a very short space of time, 1 to 2 days as a rule. So it's a very efficient system. So you're getting the very finest quality product delivered to your front door at a very good price. So that's the starting point. But why do we want you? Why is this so important? This using the product to me is the most critical part of this whole thing, because we want you to use something so that you grow to believe in it. How can anyone recommend something they're not sure of? So you've got to convince yourself before you can convince anyone else. And there's no shortcut there, my dear friend. I want you to change your buying habits in every possible way that you can and use this product so you have the credibility and the belief in it. So that's step number 1, to use the product and believe in it. Now, step number 2 is a very natural thing. Human beings naturally like to share things. If you go to a decent restaurant, you speak to your buddy about it. You see a decent film, you speak to your friend about it, and so on. It's a natural process. So step number 2 in this process is to start to share your belief with people. We say talk to people, TTP, talk to people, okay? Talk to people about what you believe in. And what happens is, if I just try and summarize this, the average family, and I'm going to talk in dollars for a moment, the average family consumption of our type of commodities, if they've done that conversion properly, is about $100. We call them points. So if I use the word points, it's approximately a US dollar, okay? So that's the average thing. Now, when you start to share the product or share the experience of the product, along the way, very soon, you develop a few little customers. And the customers buy from you, you get it from the company, you make a small margin on it, and it's quite feasible that between you and some customers, you develop a little business part-time, like 5 to 10 hours per week, working from home, doing $250 or 250 points a month. Now, no big deal on that. It's a very simple thing. But this is where the crux comes in. And the night I saw the business so many years ago, this is the turning point for me. Because the man who did the business presentation that night put a very simple little diagram, which is so effective still today. He said at 65 years old, now I was 27 at the time, so it seemed like a lifetime away. It goes very quickly. He said at 65, surveys show us that there are 2 groups of people. There's a group of people who have succeeded or prospered in life, and there's a group of people who failed financially. Now, we all know that. But the scary part, the thing that got through to me the night I first saw this, they said at 65, 95% of people end up on that side of the equation. Think about it. I ask you a simple question. Doing what you're doing now, where are you headed? Because only 5% of people at 65 years old are financially independent. And that scared me. Now, immediately I started saying, well, I'd be working as hard as I knew how. I had a good corporate job. I started my own business, but we were working as hard as we knew how, but we were not getting ahead of ourselves financially. We were not getting ahead financially. And he put up the reason for this. He said, what makes the difference between the rich and the poor? It's very simple. These people work hard. They work very hard. Most of them for 45 years of their life, and they still end up broke, okay? But this group have learned the art of working smart. And that sunk into me. Now, how does one start to work smart? It's simple. You learn to duplicate time. Time management is the best kept secret of the rich. And that sunk into me. That's what pivoted me that night and saying, okay, I've been working hard. How can I work smart? So you work smart by multiplying time. So I've already said, put in a 10-hour per week time allocation. So you put in 10 hours per week. You get yourself some customers, you've got a little 250 business, it's a little pocket money at the end of the month, you get a cash back of 500-600 Rand or something to that effect. But what happens is as you use the product and share the product, along the way, John comes along. He's a friend of yours. He's sick and tired of mediocrity. Mary comes along. She wants to be a stay-at-home mom and have a family. And Brenda comes along, and she's sick and tired of the corporate world. So what happens? These people join, they get their kit, their ID number is linked back to your ID number, they're part of your network, you tell them to use the product, you tell them to share the product, you tell them to put in their 10 hours, and very shortly they'll build a business of 250 points. You add that up, the company's computer is very efficient here, and this network can spread globally, but let's just talk locally for the moment. It adds it up at the end of the month. A volume of 1,000 points or $1,000 will give you about 1,500 rands worth of income back as a cashback at the end of the month. So the wheels are beginning to turn. What happened in Iceland? We just kept doing the same thing. But now I'm going to put in step number 3, or daily success habit number 3. It is personal development. Start to grow as a person. Start to lead your business. Start to read good books. Start to expand. Start thinking positively. And what happens is you start to set an example. And this is what happened to us, because we taught these 3 people to do exactly the same as what we did. Suddenly there's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus hours. We found 3 more. We had a 4,000 point business. Now on a 4,000 point business, your cashback, I've got people in my team doing 4, 5, 6,000. Their income goes from about 8,000, some to 10, some to 15. I've actually got people at that level, which we call director, earning in excess of 20,000 Rand a month. That's over 200,000 Rand per annum coming into that household. And what have they done? They've just learned the art of working smart, duplicating their time with others. Now, this sounds simple, okay? It sounds so simple. It is simple, but not necessarily easy. Anything of value in life today is not easy. You've got to grow through it to make it happen. And one of the biggest causes, and I want to point this out, of failure is that people can't or don't have the patience to wait for this thing to happen. So if you consistently use the products, consistently recommend and share the products, and grow as a person, amazing things will happen. Well, in our instance, John, Mary, and Brenda all went directors. They all built businesses in excess of 4,000 points. So all of a sudden, our business was doing 4 to 5, about 20,000 points a month. We started doing 20, 30,000 Rand a month. And we went on and developed more. And what we've been doing over the years is just developing director distributors. The size of your business is dependent entirely upon the step number 3, your personal development and your growth and your consistency. Just keep on keeping on until it happens. It's the simple things in life that work. Keep it simple and straight. So that is the concept. And, it sounds so simple, but that's what I love about it. It's the simplicity of NeoLife that makes the difference. You've got a world-class business that you can work from home, from the luxury of your home. And, the timing has never been better. I have so many people say to me, oh, Rory, it's okay for you. You came in the early stages. That is rubbish. I wish you could have seen the early stages. I had no credibility. The products were unknown and there was no credibility. The company was unknown. The industry was unknown. We were pioneers in something which is very difficult to do in the beginning. It has never been as easy as it is today. It has never been as organized as it is today. The opportunity of NeoLife has the power to transform you and your family for generations to come. And that's what the gift of NeoLife is all about. So just keep it simple and keep consistent. Keep doing what has to be done until such time as you prosper. So I want to just thank you for your time today that you've invested with us. I want to encourage you to get back to the person who introduced you to this talk tonight. He will give you a website. Go on the website, connect tonight. Do it now. Have that sense of urgency. You know, so many people make weak excuses like, I haven't got 1,000 Rand. Shame on you. If you haven't got 1,000 Rand, go and sell something. Get it. Okay. Overcome that barrier. Some people will say, oh, I don't have time. If you don't have time, you're still speaking the language of the poor. Poor people don't have time. Become rich in your thinking. Duplicate time. One of the worst excuses they say is, look, it looks good, but the timing's not right. I want to think about it. And they do it. They think about it, and forget about it. And that's what keeps them broke. So I really strongly recommend, if something we've said is of value to you, strike while the iron's hot. Get back to the person who introduced you to our talk tonight, get online, commit, and get yourself started. I can tell you that sometimes I have to almost pinch myself. You know, my wife Nola and I today live a life which we just can't believe. We're so delighted. The NeoLife Opportunity changed us in every way as people, our thinking, our habits, our travel, our income, mentally, physically, spiritually, everything has changed through this opportunity. So I can highly endorse it. I know it's a good business, and I know the business works. The question is, I don't know whether you want to do it. I suggest you take the gift that I've given you tonight with both hands and run with it. Thank you very much. Thank you, Drew, for being part of it tonight, and God bless you all. Thank you very much.